Hello, it's Mrs.Z again. This is a problem set, grade 5, mission 4, lesson 11. Okay, I'm gonna write Mrs.Z, and today is January 14th, 25th. Okay, the first problem that we have is um, Kim and Courtney shares 16 ounces box of cereal. By the end of week, Kim has eaten 3/8 of a box, and Courtney has eaten 1/4 of box of cereal. What fraction of the box is left? So when we think about this problem, it's thinking about box. So the whole box is one. So when you think about the one whole box, you can say that 3/8 uh, was eaten by Kim. And then 1/4 is eaten by Courtney. And they said, what fraction of box is left? So we have to have some leftover, but all three parts together, they will make one whole box. So if we would like to see how that can be, so we realize that box is 16 ounces. So right now that information we don't need at the moment. Okay, Kim has 3/8. That's a fraction that are eights. And then Courtney 8/4 fraction that are fourths. So eights and fourths are not the same. But very easily I can change the fourths into the eights by dividing in two groups. Fourth, I will make a eighth. So this can become 3/8 plus 1/4 is the same as 2/8. And then plus some eighths that we don't know how many must equal the whole. Now all the pieces are the same size. They are eighths. So our the whole has to be 8/8. So by right now, you can actually see what is the leftover of the box. If 3/8 and 2/8, 3/8 Kim ate, 2/8 Courtney ate, together they ate 5/8. So as you can see, the 3/8 will be leftover because the whole box is 8/8. So if we do that, 5/8 stay together, and then the unknown number would be 3/8. Then that will equal to 8/8. So equal sign means that the one side of equation has to be equivalent to other side. So 5/8 and 3/8 makes 8/8. So that is the whole. So now our calculation was correct. So how we can solve that if we will draw the picture of so let's see the whole box. If I pretend this rectangle is my box, then I'll make it a little bit smaller. Okay, then I can, I needed to make 8. Oops, I needed to make 8, so I'm gonna make half of the box, and then I will cut half into half. Now I have fourths. So it's, as now you can see that 1/4 is one girl, and then but the other girl is 3/8. So we needed to create all parts to be 8. So now each fourth I will cut into the um, each eight, each fourth will make me a 2/8. So now each of these is 1/8. So the whole box is divided into the 8 parts. So now we can say, okay, Kim says that 8, 3/8. So Kim ate 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. And that is Kim. And then Courtney ate 1/4, and 1/4 is 2/8. 1/8 and 2/8, that makes 1/4. So this is 1/4. I will just abbreviate Courtney, and that is Kim ate 3/8, and Courtney ate 1/4, or 2/8. So now we can see how much of the box is left. That is left 3 parts of the box. But now information says what fraction of the box is left. The 3/8 of the box is left. There is another way that we can solve this problem, is if we think about that is what is 3/8 of 16, and what is 1/4 of 16 as well. So if you would like to do that, we can say, okay, what is 3/8 of 16? So that would be a 3 times 16 divided by 8. You can simplify by dividing by 8 both 16 and 8. So here is a 1, here is the 2, and then 3 times 2 is 6. And so 3/8 of 16 is actually 6. And then also you can do what is 1/4 of 16. It's 1 times 16 and divide by 4. So now you simplified by dividing by 4, and that is 4. So 3/8 of 16 ounces is 6 ounces, and 1/4 of 16 is 4 ounces. So because we know already that 3/8 is left, 3/8 of the box is left, we can also say that another 6 ounces is left of the box. 3/8 of the box is left, or 6 ounces. Or 6 ounces. That's one way of, but there is always different ways of thinking. If we have 16 ounces, we can think that each of these part is, we have 8 times 2 is 16. So each of these parts is really 2 ounces. So 2 ounces, if you think that 2 ounces, 2 ounces, 2 ounces, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. So when you look, this is how much the girls ate: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The girls ate 10 ounces. And then the 2, 4, 6 ounces is left in the box. So 6 ounces is left in a box. That would be another explanation for this. Okay. Let's see if you can see all of. Now, we're gonna go to next. Next problem is called Matilda has 20 pints of green paint. She uses 2/5 of the paint and landscape of the paint and landscape and 3/10 of the while painting a flower. She decided that for the next painting she will need 14 pints of the green paint. How much more paint will she need to buy? So what we needed to figure it out is what is 2/5 of 20, what is 3/10 of 20, and then also how much is left of those 20 pints that she can add up and buy extra so to make 14. There are several ways that you can do that. The first one could be, okay, if this is paint, we can if we draw open rectangle, then it's easy to make equivalent pieces. So this would be my open rectangle. So right now I'm taking, what do I need? I'm taking same as I did before that, let's see, 2/5 um, is what she spent on landscape. And then 3/10 is for clover. So then plus some leftover, which is, we can call it a P for plant, paint, sorry, paint must equal the whole on 20 pints. Okay, so now these fractions are not the same, so it's easy to change the fifths into the tenths. So 2/5 is same as 4/10 plus 3/10 and plus some leftover of tenths must equal 10/10 of the whole the box, whole the paint. So right now you can see, as you can see, four for the landscape and 3 for the clover. That makes 7/10. So 7/10 plus, now you know what is missing. How many tenths is missing to make 10/10? Of course, the unknown would be the 3/10, and we found what our leftover is going to be. But how we can prove it on our picture? Let's see that these are, I need now tenths. So this is my open rectangle. So I'm going to go and have that open rectangle, and I'm going to make pieces, equivalent pieces. I can always extend as much as we need. I need a 10 equal spaces. So I'm going to pretend those are my tenths. I can choose because it's open rectangle, is like open number line. And then I'm just making sure that the pieces are equivalent. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need more. So I'm going to extend a little more and see if I can make 4 more. So 6, 7, 8, 9, and I need one more. So I'm gonna just go and do one more. So far I have strategy how to make. So this represents all the paint. All the paint is 10/10, which is whole, and it represents 20 pints. So this is 20 pints. Okay, now we can label, this is each tenth. So this is 1/10, 1/10, 1/10, 1/10, 1/10, All those are my tenths of the paint. So now I'm thinking, if I think in terms of 1/10 will represent how many pints. So there is a 10 equivalent pieces, 20 divided into 10, each piece will be 2 pints. So each will be 2 pints. And right there on the picture, you can see that she did a landscape for 2/5 or 4/10. So 4/10 is her first 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10. 4/10 is landscape. I'm gonna kind of abbreviate land S, and then that would be 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 ounces she uses for landscape. Then she uses for clover 3/10. 3/10. You got 3/10. 1/10. 2/10, 3/10. So 3/10 is actually the 2, 4, 6 ounces. So that is the clover is 3 ounces. Okay, 3 ounces. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna make this as a clover, for example. So now on the picture, you can see how much paint she has left. She has left from 20 ounces, 2, 4, 6 ounces is left. So this part is left. I don't have room to write, but it's okay. Left three, 3/10 or 6 ounces. So now we need to understand that she will take these 6 ounces and then she will buy how much more to make 14. So if you think that she needs 14 and she already has 6, so 14, regroup the 10, make that 14 once minus 6, that's she will need 8 ounces more to buy in order for her next painting. How much more paint will she need to buy? She will need 8 ounces to buy for next painting. Okay, that's one way of showing the picture, and then but there also you can do mathematically. You can say what is 2/5 of 20, what is 3/10 of 20, and then you can so right now, but just on a picture without counting, you can see that 2/5 are 4/10. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4/10 is 2, 4, 6, 8. So 2/5. 2/5 are 8 ounces, and then it's 8 out of 20, and then 3/10 is 6 ounces. So that's what our picture can show us as well. Okay, we will do next problem. Jack, Jill, and Bill each carried 48 ounces bucket full of water down the hill. By the time they reached the bottom, Jack's bucket was 3/4 full, and Jill's was 2/3 full, and Bill's was 1/6 full. How much water did they spill all together on their way? So, taking that each of them had a bucket, and bucket was full. If the bucket was full, it was, for example, the full bucket was 4/4 for Jack. Okay, so let's think. There's so many different ways you can solve this problem, but thinking about Jack just now, Jack did 3/4 full. So 3/4 full. So he lost 1/4 because 4/4 makes a whole bucket. So in this, you can say that he lost 1/4 of means multiply of 1/4 of 48. And then if we talk about Jill did 2/3 full. She brought it back 2/3 full. So 3 pieces makes a whole. 3/3 is whole bucket. So she lost 1/3 of 48. How much is whole bucket? And then Bill probably was shaking because Bill lost the most. He had only 1/6 left, so he lost 5/6 of the bucket, 5/6 of 48. So now, how you learn in ZERN, of means multiply. We are looking what is 1/4 of 48, which means what is 1/4 times 48. And we know then this become a fraction number. So and then we have 1 times 48. And then imagine this one is the fraction and divide by 1, you got the same number. So that would be 4 times 1 is 4. And then we can simplify 4 and 48 if divide by 4 each. 4 divided by 4 is 1 will get left. And then 48 divided by 4. If you think this as a 40 and 8, you can say 40 divided by 4 is 10, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So 48 divided by 4 has to be 12. So finally, you got 1 times 12, and divide by 1 is, if you cannot see, 1 times 12 is what is left. When we simplify, divide by 1, 12 divide by 1 equals 12. It's just the process of how to get there. So how many ounces of water did he lost? He lost 12 ounces of the water. 1/4 of 48 is 12 ounces. Another way is, now let's do 2/3 times 48. Okay, we can do the short way, like, or we can think about, okay, this, imagine the 48 divided by 1. This is a fraction representation of 48. So 2 times 48, and then 3 times 1 is 3. So that becomes, so now we needed to simplify this 3 and 48. We can think about, if you don't see, like 3 times 10 is 30. So you can think about decomposing. If I use my think box, let's see, this is my think box. I can think of 48, but I need to now divide into 3, and I want to see if that's possible. So my I can think about 48 to being 30, and also 18. And I know that 3 times 6 is 18 and 3 times 10 is 30. So that means I can also divide by 3. So the 30 divided by 3 will be 10, and 30 divided by 3 is 10, and 18 divided by 3 is 6. So together I know this is 16. I can simplify this by dividing by 3. So sometimes I do like this, divide by 3, so you know what I was doing. So that is 1 left, and here is 16 that it's left. Okay, so now when we have simple 4, we have 2 times 16 divided by 1. So 2 times 16, you can think 2 times 10 is 20, 2 times 6 is 12, so 20 plus 12 is 32, divided by 1 equals 32 ounces. So in this case, this Jill, she lost 32 ounces. Okay, let's see how much Bill he lost. So we need to know what is 1/6. Oh, 5/6. Sorry, 5/6. 1/6 he still has. 5/6 of. Oh, this is what I messed up. I also. Guys, instead of 1/3, I found it 2/3. So this is how much he brought. So 1/3, if I can easily solve this. I made mistake by not seeing that I actually am doing this 1/3 like I did 1/4. Instead of that, I found what 2/3 is of 48. What I find this answer 32 is actually how much Jill brought with her, and 1/3 is she lost. So, but that's not a problem, because if you know then 2/3 is 32 ounces, you can easily, that 1/3 is half of 2/3. So she lost. If I think about what is 1/3 of 48, that should be, if 2/3 is 32, so it should be a 16 ounces. So this is what she had, and this is what she lost. Okay, I fixed my mistake. When you are, don't be ashamed if you are along the way make mistakes. So it's just that the point is to catch the mistake, so then you don't make further um, uh, problems. Okay, so now instead of doing 1/6, I really need to do what is 5/6 of 48. So 5/6 times 48. So if I do algorithm, 5 times 48 divided by 6, I can now simplify 6 and 48. I can divide by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1 left, and then 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36, but 6 times 7 is 42, and so 6 times 8 is 48. So this should be the 8 left. Okay, if you don't know, you can always go back to the multiplication fact, and then you can figure it out, the one that you need. So now 5 times 8 is 40, divide by 1. So that means she did lost 40 ounces along the way. And now, how much water did they spill all together on the way? So now Jack spilled 12 ounces, plus Jill spilled, remember this is a spill, that I made mistake on, spill, and then this is what I figured it out. She had it. So this he did 12, she did 16, and then the bill did 14 ounces. So this is spill, this is spill, and this is spill. So 16 plus 40 all together. And this is Jack, this is Jill, and this is Bill. Okay, so when we think about adding tens strategy, so 4 tens plus 10 is 5 tens plus 10. One more 10 is 6 tens. And then we have, so 6 tens, and we have 2 ones and 6 ones, 8 ones. So they spill altogether 68 ounces of how many altogether they have. So you can also think about each has a bucket that is 48 ounces. So when you think about 48 and 3 people, 3 times 8 is 24. I remember 2. And 3 times 4 is 12 plus 2. So altogether 3 kid were carrying 144 ounces, and altogether they lost 68 ounces of 144 ounces that they were carrying. So how much water did they spill altogether on the way down the hill? They spill 68 ounces all together on their way down the hill. Okay, all together down the hill. So they spill 68 ounces all together on their way down the hill. Okay, okay, down need N. Okay. Okay, I hope this is understandable. There is always another way that you can draw a picture and solve it, but this was the one of the ways that we were discussing. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Mrs. Diaz makes 5 dozen cookies for her class. Um, one ninth of 27 students are absent the day she brings the cookies. If she shares cookies equally among the students who are present, how many cookies will each student get? So, been thinking about about how many cookies did she brought. So 5 dozen means 5 times 12, which is 5 times 10 is 50, and 5 times 2 is 10. So together is 60 cookies. Okay. Now they said 1/9 of 27 students were absent. So we don't have all the 27 students. So we can think about the fraction is ninths. So 1/9. So as I say, you can make your let's see, open rectangle. And now I need 9 equal pieces. So spaces, so I can choose how big space are. So I'm gonna go and just say, okay, let's see, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need two more, so now I'm going to just add a little bit more of my open rectangle, and add one and then one more. Done. So now I have 9 equal spaces. So I can think this is a whole, represents the whole group of students, 27 students. This is 27 students. Okay, but what number times 9 equals 27? So if you know multiplication, you can think, okay, that must be a 3 because 3 times 9 is 27. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and 21. And 324 and 327. Each of these represents 1/9. 1/9 is of the whole group of students is 3 students. So right now we know how many students did not show up to school, and that is this 1/9 is 3 students didn't show up. So right now we can see, okay, they're still there, this many students, which is, if we think about 8 times 3 is 24. So that means there are 24 students. So this is 24 students that she will share cookies with. And then these are students, they're absent. So 3 absent, 3 absent students. It's very important that you label your picture, because from the picture you can arrive to the answer. So now we're thinking about this, and that she brought 5 dozens, which means 60 cookies altogether, and then she needs to share that with 24 students. So now we needed to do division, so we can say that she needs to do 60 divided into 24. How many groups of 24 are in a 60? So here's, if this is 60 and then the group is 24, I can say, okay, so I can divide equally if I have to see regroup the each are the cookies. So I'm gonna see how many groups of 24 are in 60. So I can add 24, that's one group. And if I add one more, that is a 48. Two, I can can go 2 round. I can give everybody, she can give everybody 21 cookie. And then she can go again and she will just share 48 cookies. If I try to do one more 24, that would be too much because she does not have that many. So far, she can give each 2 cookies. 2 times 24 is 48. So when I regroup the tens, 10 minus 8 is 2, and 5 minus, so there is 12 left. So right now, you can see that the leftover is 12 cookies, but there is 24 kids. So this is a remainder. So we can see each of kids can get 2 cookies, 2 cookies, and there will be 12 cookies left out of 24 because we didn't have for enough for 24 students. But right now you can see that 12 is a half of 24. So practically 12/24 is also one half. So now we can say that the answer also can be 12/24 is one half. So the one answer could be 2 wholes and 2 12/24, or 2 whole cookies and a one half of a cookie. It makes sense because if she has 12 cookies and she cut each cookie in half, she will have 24 pieces, which makes that each student can get an additional half a cookie. Okay, if we want to do that also to show as a decimal, so there's like 2.5. So answer could be 2. I'm gonna make it here. Answer A could be 2 and 12/24. B can be 2.5, and C could be 2.5 because one half as a decimal is a 2.5. Okay, so now we can rewrite. How many cookies will each student get? Each student will get 2 whole cookies and one half of a cookie. One half of a cookie. Okay, that's it. That is number 4. And then the last one says about creating a word problem that you can write about. So you can have a different stories. Like I was thinking about, if this is volume 84, sorry, create a story problem about fish tank for the tape diagram below. Your story must include fractions. So there's several different ways that you could use the story. I was thinking like it could be that this is a volume, and then you don't fill the whole tank with water, so you left 2/6 of the water unfilled, and then you figured it out how much is tank, how much water is in tank, and how much tank is empty. But let's go simply as than that. First thing, you look how many pieces you have. So there is one square, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means you're dealing with the sixth, with a fraction that are sixth. So this is 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, also 1/6, and 1/6. So now your unknown has to be like 2/6, or you can say that is also 1/3 if you make it like different fraction ideas. This also could be your 4/6. And also you can think about this piece to be 2/3, because in a story you can use and change the sixth into thirds or thirds into sixth, and it's kind of cool. Okay, so let's make a story. Create a story problem. So I'm gonna say, so if I start, Ella has a fish tank. There are 84 fish in the tank. So 4/6 of, or we can say 2/3 of the fish are goldfish. And the rest are gabi, or we can say like 2/3. Let's see. And fish good in 2/3. Oh no, 1/3. Sorry, 1/3. 1/3 is 2/6. 1/3 are guppies. How many guppies are in a fish tank? How many? I would use how many goldfish and how many guppies are in a form. How many goldfish and guppies are in Alice tank? Okay. So right now we know that all this is 84. The total fish that she has is 84. So the first thing we need to see how many Alice, what each of these 1/6 could be. So the total of fish is 84, but we needed to divide that into 6 equivalent units. So we can start with one number at a time. If I have 8, I can equally share into 6 groups. Each group will get 1. So 1 times 6 is 6. When I subtract, I have 2/10 left. I'm going to bring down the 4, and now I have 24 ones. So if I share 24 ones in 6, I can go and if you don't know, you can easily do like this. 6 is 1, and one more 6 is 2. That's 12. If I add one more 6, that would be 18. That's 3. If I add one more 6, that's 24. And that is 4. There is 4/6 in 24. So you have no excuse not knowing what is 24 divided by 6, or how many 6 are in 24. There are 4. 4 times 6 is really 24, and I have no remainder. So each of these are 14 fish. They represent 14 fish. And now it's so simple. You can see how many are guppies. If I like 4/6 are her goldfish. So these are goldfish. Okay, and then rest are guppies, and that is these 2 right here. So from the picture, we can figure it out. So if you think how to add these, you can say 10, 20, 30, 40. and then you have 4 times 4 is 16, so that should be a 54. Or if you like to, if you know how to multiply, then you can say 14 times 4. That will, 4 times 4 is 16. I remember 1. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So there are 56 goldfish. And then 2 times 14 times 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. So there is 28 gabbies. So we can say, so Ella has 56 goldfish and 28 guppies. Guppies. I don't know how to spell it, but I did my best. So I hope you understand this question and how to arrive to the answer. Okay, that was our student edition problem set lesson 11, module 4, 5th grade. Okay, and that was 5 questions. Okay, thank you very much for listening. I love you. Bye.